Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome back to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I play the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. I'm your host, Tom Rayleigh. The campaign is Horror on the Orient Express. It's available from Chaosium. I am the Keeper of Arcane Lore, and this is episode 66. Our recap will be given by Keith Craig as his character, Gunter Block. So, without any further delays, let's continue our journey into the darkness. Keith?
Thank you. Oh, shit. Fuck. What am I going to do with this skin? Oh, God. Calm down. Gather your thoughts, Gunter. Let's see here. Searching for Mouthgot. It's been frustrating as how can you capture your prey when he can change his appearance almost at will? Dr. Kurz and my roommate Jack, they'd had a rough night recovering from the water, from being poisoned by the waters. They drank it from a carafe, but as we learned, the Orient Express doesn't serve water from a carafe, only from bottles. Dr. Kurz suspects it was a compound that is used in makeup or possibly industrial compounds. Could the poisoner have been a woman or the industrialists? Jack, he was no help. He had no idea who could have committed this act, and then he figured that no one would even try and kill him. I think he might be right, that he was just an innocent bystander. Theodore and I decided to stay up to keep watch. We arrive at a stop, and Theodore notices someone stepping off the train and going to the telegraph office. It was Sukar, our porter in our car. He went into the telegraph, then came back to the train. Deciding that we didn't have time for subtlety, we went to the telegraph office and just bribed the clerk for a copy of the message. It was a message alerting the cult that we would be in Silvengrad at 3:20 in the morning. Theodore heard a noise. When we went back to our rooms, Theodore heard a noise and entered the hallway to discover that Sukar is missing. Shortly after we arrived in Silvengrad at 3:20, I awoke the others and explained why I awakened them from their slumber. Dr. Kurz looked still a little worse for wear. We planned to watch the platform, and I thought that I would get a better view if I just stood out on the platform observing who was getting on and off the train. While I was watching a particular attractive woman, a man was apparently sneaking up on me, drawing a knife. Fortunately, Dr. Kurz saw this and alerted me, and I was able to turn around and evade being stabbed. However, I was in quite a situation as I knew I couldn't best the man myself. Fortunately, Theodore came to my rescue and slammed the man's head into a pillar. We got back onto the train as it was leaving, and me being quite exhausted, I decided to go to bed. So I pulled down the sheets. Oh, God. Sukar's skin is in my bed. This is bad. This is really bad.
What are you going to do?
So I'm going to go up to the cabin door and crack it and see if I see one of my companions, not Jack. So,
what of the three of you, it seemed, were still in the lounge. Is that correct?
Yeah, we were waiting in the lounge. We went to kind of try to see who was signaling somebody from the train platform, like from the train, and we couldn't do that. So I believe that Roland and myself are in the lounge. I don't know where Theodore went after.
Yeah,
helping.
I was on the adjacent car far end at the time coming back.
Okay, so we're in the lounge.
So as far as you know, Gunter has gone to bed, and I think Gabriel and Roland, you were going to stay up now. You got a little bit of sleep. But Theodore, you also stayed up, didn't you? So
yeah, I was headed back to go to bed myself.
You're probably heading back. So
yeah.
Gunter, do a luck roll. If you fail it, then somebody else is going to be coming down the
Somebody else is coming down.
Okay. Um, so there's an incident here, and I'm not sure if we already did it or not. Did anybody notice what's her name? Lady.
Sneaking out of the one guy's
Yeah.
place.
Okay,
Yeah.
you did
Yes,
say
we
that.
did.
Okay.
Yep.
Mhm.
This is where I would do that, but okay. We'll just say that you see Mr. Nakamura coming. He's was
Yoshi.
somewhere in there. Yeah, Hiroshi. And he just happens to walk through the lounge, and he's heading towards where you are, Gunter.
Okay. As soon as I see him, I'm going to shut the door because it's my cabin, so shouldn't be too
Okay, right.
surprising. Shut the door, and do these cabins have like a chain, some kind of like a chain lock or something that can't be unlocked from the outside?
Questions come up before. I don't know for sure. I think that the staff has to be able to get access to your room. So they're sliders.
sense.
They slide.
Okay, yeah.
You know.
Well, I'm going to lock it either way anyway. That way, if Jack comes along, I'll at least hear the lock being tumbled.
Right.
Okay.
So you hear his foot go past your room towards his room.
I'm going to take my blanket and kind of like wad it around the skin.
Okay.
Is it bloody and mush and oozing?
It's surprisingly not that bloody, but it is kind of moist, and it does smell a little bit like the onset of decay.
Okay. I'm going to kind of wrap it up, and if there's like any blood that's in the sheets, going to take those off. Try and make it so if Jack comes in, it doesn't look like there's blood all over the bedding.
What are you going to do with it? Because there's really very little room inside your.
Right, yeah. How big's the window?
It opens. It's a fairly decent sized window.
All right. I'm going to put it up there and just push it out the window.
Okay. I don't think you need to roll for that. If nobody's caught you, then all you'll have to do then is clean up some of the mess.
Yeah.
All right. So you start to clean up the mess. I did I have you do a sanity roll last week? I don't think I did because
you did not.
I dropped the bomb on you.
Yeah,
so you can do a sanity roll.
And that is a fail also.
Just a 1d4.
Okay. 4.
Okay. So I'm not going to say that you screamed out when it happened, but you're pale and you're shaking. And you don't feel like sleeping now.
No. No, once I feel I've got the room cleaned up good enough, I'm going to go down to the lounge and have a shot of snifter, a drink of sherry or something to kind of like stop my hand from shaking.
So we'll say that just as you turn to go out your door into the hallway, is right when Theodore has arrived at his door. Let's see, yours is yours. Okay, so he has to actually pass you in order to get to his room. So he's just getting there as you open the door, and Theodore, you notice that Gunter is shaking and pale, and looks like he's seen a ghost.
Gunther, what's wrong? What?
I found part of Suker.
Part? Oh,
well,
no.
His largest organ is skin.
Oh my God. Oh, so
You gonna talk about this in the hallway?
Yeah. Let's get to the lounge and keep this. Yeah. Let's
My
get you.
nerves are probably so shot I wasn't thinking about that.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. All right, so you both return to the lounge. So Dr. Neruda and Dr. Kurz, you suddenly see them coming back, and Gunter looks bad.
And it's what now, about 4 o'clock in the morning on February the 27th?
It is. I'm sorry. That was at
It's February 7th now, yeah.
that was between 3:20 and 4:35.
Yeah.
4:35 is when the train will leave Svilengrad.
No, it's probably pushing 5.
So we're still in Stalingrad now, or Stalingrad?
Svilengrad. Yeah, I think that we haven't. Oh, maybe I did move it ahead to where we've left Svilengrad. So
Okay, all right.
it's about 4:35, 4:45 or so in the morning.
Okay. Yeah.
So
So I come in and I kind of plop down in the booth or where you guys are sitting and go, well, you can call off the search for Suker.
Oh,
His skin was, and I kind of look around in my bed.
heavens.
So that's a threat. That's definitely so he knows who you are, where you are. Yeah, I mean,
Well, I mean, he knows where all of us are. We've known that since we got here, that he was on the train with us.
yeah, I know. We assumed that he would be in our car, not somewhere else. But this is proof beyond everything else. This is like we were like 95% sure before. Now this is 100% sure.
Well, it looks like he was imitating a member of the staff.
Yeah.
So now the question is who he switched into?
Yeah. Who is he now?
in a
So
way,
we need to-
please, Thursby.
Oh, we need to find out if there's any new staff on board, or we have to see if there's any change ups, especially in our car.
Yeah, we were watching because they had telegrammed about Svilengrad. We were on the lookout for more agents to board or something. What have we seen?
Somebody tried to kill Gunter on the train platform.
Yeah.
Yeah, we stopped that, and the
I don't
authorities.
know if anybody got on or off the train, though.
I mean,
Yeah,
some
we
people
wouldn't.
did, but I was distracted.
Yeah, we were heavily distracted when the train platform attack happened. So there could have been a second one slip on board.
I would like you all to do spot hidden rolls.
Oh,
Gunter,
yeah.
you can have a bonus dice.
Oh, thank God, because I rolled a 92.
Extreme success with a 10.
Out
Ooh.
of here.
Yeah, that's better than my hard.
So, seating arrangement is this. Dr. Neruda and Kurz are against the wall of the train where the window is, and then you two came in and sat next to him. So you're kind of looking towards them and the window. And Gunter, I'm not Gunter, Theodore, you got the extreme. As you're sitting there, you're seeing the other three, but you're also seeing the window, and it's dark outside, and there's, just the slightest, palest light that slowly is coming up, as the early, because you're 4:45, almost 5 o'clock.
Yeah, sunrise coming.
You suddenly realize that there is something out there that almost seems to be moving along with the train. You think at first it's a shadow, or it's an optical illusion, but as you sort of lean forward and look, you can see that there is a pack of wolves that are running alongside the train through
That's
the
my
countryside.
Yeah, I'll point this out immediately. That's not quite normal for here, especially this close to civilization.
Yeah, you all see them when you look.
Oh, I mean, does he have the power of the vampire to command the beasts of the night?
He's not a vampire.
Oh, I don't think that wolves can maintain such a speed for that long.
I don't think the train's going that fast.
Okay. Yeah, it's just pulling out. So,
Well, trains don't. I don't know how fast trains actually move. I'm sure they travel about 50 or 60 miles an hour. So yeah.
oh yeah, once they get going, yeah.
Yeah, okay. They're not quite keeping up with the train, but there's definitely a pack of wolves out there.
Huh. And this is like right next to the city we've departed.
It's in the countryside that you.
Oh, in the countryside. Oh, okay. Well, that's not overly bizarre.
It is odd. I mean,
Yeah.
coincidences these days are really hard to buy.
Yeah.
Is there an apparent head of this pack of wolves? Is there, say, a larger one with different coloration or some such?
A little too dark to make out those things, but
Yeah.
with Theodore's extreme, you don't know that if it's the lights of the train that are reflecting or not, but some of those wolves definitely look like they have red glowing eyes.
Ugh.
Hmm.
Yeah, and obviously healthy animals do not exhaust themselves in the early pre-dawn chasing
Trains.
inedible things. Something is inhabiting perhaps the whole pack at once. Perhaps there's, oh no, it's not a good time for you to shoot a piece into the night, even through the open window. It's too loud.
Yeah, it's not like the pack is closing. The pack's not closing, getting like trying to intercept us. It's just kind of running off in the distance, right?
It does now seem to be melding more into the forest, and perhaps it was nothing. Perhaps it was just your keen eyesight that saw something natural happen.
Yeah, I'm a hunter. That's probably why I just kind of spotted that out.
They're not getting closer or anything.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too concerned about this if they seemed possessed, like they were trying to get on the train, then that would be concerning. But
well, perhaps though they will catch up at the next station stop. What is the schedule here? Flip, 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 flip.
You should be getting into Belgrade. Oh, wait, no, that's sorry. What's next? Oh, you should be in Sofia, but not until about 11:15 in the morning.
And that, how far away is that? Is that we're talking like 50 miles or?
Well, it's hours away, so
yeah, that pack of wolves is not going to go traverse that amount of distance.
Yeah, there will be bridges as well along the way, and this is uneven terrain. If we see any wolves in Sofia, we will know that they are very supernatural, but for now,
in any case, it unnerves you quite a bit for a while, but eventually they disappeared off into the woods.
I'm more concerned about Malfacat's giving you a little present in your room.
Yeah, I think he was maybe trying to take me out by framing me.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be hard to explain how I ended up with a skin of the Orient Express worker that I had reported missing.
And
but also your bunkmate He's still weak from the poisoning. Shouldn't he have been in there?
He
No,
got up when all that stuff happened out in Sylvangrad, and I don't know where Jack went after that.
he wanted to talk to some of the people who saw what was going on.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
he may, in
yeah.
fact, be in the restaurant, or he said that he wanted to talk to you, Gunter, in the morning about it.
Yeah.
What did you do?
Did he perhaps go into your berth, change skins with Jack, and leave the discard behind in your bunk?
It's possible.
The other consideration I had was that earlier I had argued that it would be more enjoyable to be a passenger on the plane than staff, but the staff, first of all, Sukar was apparently a puppet, and also staff have mobility that guests do not have. Maybe Sukar went and visited the Shafter train before he changed.
Yeah.
And then he has authority.
And you have keys to get into places. Like, we can't lock our rooms if he has the skeleton key to all the rooms.
Yeah, unless we jam it from the inside, but then that would trap us.
So what would you like to do? Here it's 5 a.m. Breakfast probably isn't served until 7. Theodore and Gunter, you are exhausted.
Yeah, I was thinking about just kind of sitting in the corner here, lean my head back, and just try and get a little cat nap just sitting in the booth, because I don't even have bedding on my bed anymore.
Yeah, I'll go back to my my cabin or my room and try to sleep with my revolver under my pillow.
Safest.
Back to you in a second, Theodore. And Roland and Gunter, Roland and Gabriel, you're going to stay up.
I feel as though we need to have someone watch the corridor at all times. Maybe after breakfast, we will be able to be relieved for a spell between breakfast and Sophia.
Yeah, we definitely don't want to all just go to sleep.
It seems to make things too easy for Malfacata if we do.
Yeah, I'm only doing it because I'm absolutely exhausted. I'm going to start getting dangerous to myself.
So Theodore, you go back to your cabin and you open the door, and you are on the lower berth. So as you come in,
and Emilio is the linguist.
Emilio's on the upper berth, right? You come through the door, and almost immediately Emilio rolls over, and he looks at you, and he's like, Mr. Thursby, is everything all right? Quite a lot going on this evening.
Yeah, just a little shaken from the attack on the platform. I'm glad the authorities came and sorted that all out.
You and your friends, you seem to be attracting, if I may be so bold as to say, is there something wrong going on?
Yeah, I think so. Something sure seems wrong. Why would somebody? Yeah, why would someone attack passengers? I don't know what's going on there. That's very concerning.
You think there's additional danger on the train?
I think there could be. I don't know if it depends what the attackers were trying to do or after. And if there was more than just the one. I'm a little nervous that there might have been a second one. While I'm talking to him, I'm kind of trying to get an eye. Like, do I see any bizarre seams around his neck, head at all? No.
No. He seems exactly the same as what you've talked to him.
Okay.
But he does seem to know, or it gives you the impression that he knows something.
Do you have any idea what may be going on? Have you seen that attacker before, or
He becomes unable to answer you quickly or clearly at that point. He's like, I have my suspects, but um I mean, I wouldn't want you to think that I'm poking my nose into somebody else's business.
please do. I'm definitely concerned, and if you think you might have any idea of what's going on, I'd rather hear it. Might
Well,
feel a little safer.
if you could, if you're willing, may I ask you a few questions?
Please do.
Are you and your friends looking for someone?
Yeah, there is. Yeah, yeah. Someone we ran into before we thought might be on the train, but we're not certain if they decided to join us or not.
When you say that, you're not talking about a friend, though, right? You're talking about
No, not a
someone
friend.
dangerous.
Maybe, not completely certain. Someone we're concerned about.
Mm.
Someone that may be dangerous. We're not certain.
And you're from the United States?
Yes, yes, I am. You're from Italy, right?
Why were you traveling across the country?
Oh, from the United States to Europe?
Yeah, Constantinople.
Oh, yeah. Well, we were doing research. I was accompanying a couple of researchers from various universities from
Research on
um,
something?
ancient artifacts and such.
Oh, okay. No. Um,
Is that of an interest of yours, or
not particularly. I was wondering if did you did you make enemies along the way?
probably one?
Why would an academic looking at artifacts make enemies of any kind?
Some people have an extreme desire to collect artifacts and will go to measures to make sure others don't get those artifacts.
Well,
Hard to explain, but that there is there is some that are obsessed with certain artifacts, and
you look exhausted. I'm sorry to be asking you questions. Maybe we can talk over breakfast.
I think that would be fantastic. I would love you to meet with um, a couple of my companions who are more knowledgeable on this sort of thing.
Right. That's what we should do then. I'll join you for breakfast.
Thank you. Does he look tired at all? Like he's getting ready to go to bed, or does
No,
he look?
he's
Oh,
been able to sleep, so
oh, okay.
he didn't get up for Stalingrad or anything like that. So
And I feel pretty confident that this is him. I mean, I've had several conversations with him before. His mannerism, his pacing seems kind of.
we'll we if it was Delta Green, I'd say alertness roll, but we'll do a spot hidden for me.
Spot hidden. All right. Did I just fumble? No, 31. Okay, I love these dice, but they're kind of hard to read. Yeah, 31. That's a hard. That's a hard.
That's a hard.
35
Okay,
is a hard.
excellent.
Yeah.
So in his mannerisms, You don't sense anything sinister, but he's also not asking you these questions because he's mildly curious.
Yeah, he knows something, but it
Yeah,
still seems like him. It seems like the same person
it's
that
the
was
same person, right?
Armelio before.
But the subject matter of his interest seems to have changed. He's not discussing foreign languages with you. He's now discussing what were you
Does
doing? Why were you there?
does okay, two questions. One, he seems awake and alert and kind of
I
ready to
mean,
have.
yeah, he does.
Okay,
It does seem like you woke him up when you came in.
and then the second question, I guess this is more so for just my perception of Dr. Kurz and Dr. Neruda, whereas Gunther and I are exhausted and can barely carry on a conversation. We're so tired. Would they be conscious enough for a conversation? Because I would rather bring Emilio now to them and then go back to bed because I don't want Emilio to end up being dead in the morning.
Yeah, the old. I can't tell you now. I'll tell you in the morning when I get. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
I always get murdered. No, he seems awake now. He seems more concerned about being rude and
Okay,
know.
I'm gonna Amelia, would you mind? I would love to introduce you to them, if
Oh,
you would mind it.
now you look
Yeah.
exhausted.
Oh, I am, but I think they would be good people to have this conversation with. I really think this might be a good thing.
All right, all right.
Please come with me,
I
and we'll
want
just
to
go.
get completely dressed. He'll put on like a dressing gown.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And I'll just
Uh,
take him over to the.
well, he says, I need to get something before that, and he gets into his luggage a little bit, and he
Okay,
pulls
I kind
something
of
out
keep
and
an
sort
eye.
of
I'm not
takes it.
trying to like stare at him, but I'm just sort of. He's not pulling out a revolver or anything, is
Well, it
he?
looks like a little leather folded thing that he sticks into his.
Oh, okay. All right, that's good. Nothing could possibly go wrong here. Let's make sure he gets alive to the lounge with Dr. Neruda and Dr. Kurz and a snoring Gunther, and then I'm going to bed with my
So
handgun. And I,
once again, Theodore shows up at the lounge, this time with Emilio in hand.
oh,
Uh,
Dr. Kurz, Dr. Neruda, if you don't mind, this is Emilio.
yes,
And
we
like
have met. Yes.
you've met before, and I
Good
think
morning, Herr Constanza. You were awake very early. Trouble in the night.
No, just your comrade coming in and waking me up. He
Oh,
looks exhausted. Um, and he looks around. Of course, there's nobody up this early here. So you're all alone. He says, and he actually does something a little odd. He actually walks a little bit down in the car and makes sure that nobody is there.
hmm.
You know,
Well, while he's doing that, I will mutter to Neruda, linguists make very good spies.
so he comes back over to you and he says, "Good, we're alone." He says, uh, "Your friend Theodore seems to have slumped over."
well, Theodore's exhausted.
So I'm I've become aware that someone that you're looking for someone.
Oh, yeah. Very observant, Herr Constanza.
Well, if we keep it between ourselves, I am not just a linguist. I am a British agent.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, give Neruda a meaningful glance.
If I tell you that,
Yeah.
And that I was in Constantinople working on a particular project, which I'm not willing to discuss at the moment until I'm more sure. Who are you looking for, and what and why?
Yeah.
I know you have no real reason to trust me at this point, but
because of the nature of your work, you probably had some honest conversations with the is it ambassador, the English book for names.
Sir Douglas Rutherford.
Yes, you probably had interactions with Rutherford.
So you came from him.
Yeah, I helped recover his child.
Does this have anything to do with, how shall I say it, a kind of a religious cult?
Obsessed with skin, perhaps?
Okay, so we may be on the track of the same thing. And then he gets quiet, and he tells you, he says, a few days ago, one of Sir Douglas's men managed to capture a man who was part of a bizarre religious cult. One of the people that he said had something to do with his son's disappearance. And we managed to extract information from him. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
And
difficult to do. They're very tight-lipped people when confronted.
well, in this case, he almost seemed to be bragging about something. But we have reason to believe there is somebody on this train who is going to attempt to assassinate one of the royals.
That is what we understand to be the case as well.
Yeah.
Difficulty is this individual is quite adept at disguising himself.
Yes, we don't know what he looks like.
Should we, for the purposes of politeness and memory, I will continue to call you Herr Costanza.
That's my correct name. It's just, yes.
Yeah, so did Sir Rutherford indicate anything to you about the nature of the abilities that this Hassan Malfikat has?
Abilities. Are you talking about, I mean, a spycraft can be fairly well developed, but without knowing what the man looks like, he could look like anyone, I suppose.
You
get the impression that he doesn't know anything about magic or what you might be talking about.
Yeah, it's interesting. You should express it that way. Something has happened here, Costanza.
Sir Costanza just scratched the scab on his knee and he's bleeding all over accidentally. I'm sorry, so
yeah. I do not wish to strain your credulity early in this twilight time of day. It is easy for many things to seem dreamlike and unreal. When we first were brought to Sir Rutherford's house to investigate his staff, we discovered one of them was a member of this cult, for lack of a better word, and the man killed himself rather spectacularly rather than speak.
So you think that they've actually infiltrated the staff of the Orient Express? That's an impressive move. Most of their employees have 25 or 30 years behind them.
Yeah, well, they all start somewhere. And the thing about this Hassan Malfikat is that he has he's extremely good at appearing to be whomever he wishes. And it's not, as you say, spycraft, so much as the ability to. Oh, Neruda, help me, it's too early.
Yes, we have been going across Europe in pursuit of a very ancient object of great malevolence and of great importance to this religious cult.
That's what Mr. Thursby said. Yes.
Yes, it's called the Sedefkar Simulacrum. And
That's a
the
mouthful.
world is full of strange and terrible things. The people who are obsessed with this kind of distorted mockery of the human form are also apt at, let's say, well, there's no delicate way to put this. They have been known to skin people and to wear those skins.
Possible.
It dreadfully is. Unfortunately, they are very.
Horrific.
It's very horrific, but they're also very good at it. So it could be difficult to tell who they are because they wear the skins of others as a disguise. I say this to you in all seriousness.
Yeah, we appreciate that it has the sound of madness, but we have witnessed it very specifically ourselves. It's, for the lack of a better explanation, you can consider this cult has existed for a great number of centuries, and they have passed down this art from member to member. It's as though you were speaking to the person before they were murdered. They're excellent mimics. And so we believe he's on the train, but we don't know who he is on the train.
Well, perhaps we can find a way to flush him out.
But he's desperate to get, he would gladly eliminate us if he could. The attack on Herr Bloch earlier was not a coincidence.
But you were poisoned, weren't you? No, were you not?
I was also poisoned. He's desperate to make his way, as you say, to London, and there to attack the royal family. So he does not wish to expose himself.
We think most likely Edward, the king's son.
Yeah, setting himself up then to inherit. Yeah.
Well, surely he wouldn't be able to in any way impersonate the king's son. I mean, a lifetime of education to become ultimately King of England is not easy to fake. I mean, how intelligent is this man?
Well,
I think that his hubris seems to be greater than his intelligence.
Yeah, this is also true. Whether he can pull it off or not, we wouldn't advise him to murder the future monarch in an attempt. So yes, any assistance, since he does not know you, whereas he knows us, you may be able to observe things that he hides from us.
Do you have any suspects?
The problem, to be quite frank, no. We've been suspicious of everybody in equal measure.
It's an unusual collection of humans, including yourself, if I may say so. Not every traveling linguist is actually working for the British Crown. Currently, I am concerned because the whereabouts of the journalist, Jack, he is somewhat unaccounted for. And I also fear that it would be advantageous for Hassad Malfikat to imitate the chef de train because he would have authority and freedom of movement and action. Have you seen
Perhaps.
something suspicious?
I mean, the only suspicious thing I've noticed is that you've been attacked a couple of times. As you say, Sukard is missing. I wonder if anyone else is missing. It kind of makes sense that he would have imitated somebody on the staff, but I would have thought a minor worker who, just joined the train. Sukard, I believe, was here for 25 years. And why didn't anybody notice that it wasn't him? That's very strange to me. He's still not quite getting the...
Yeah.
Perhaps we should have a code word or something to establish each other's identity. Couldn't he be one of you from what you're talking about?
Yeah. Theoretically, that would be possible, but the four of us can all vouch for each other. We've all been keeping it close. We've all been, as you've noticed, sticking rather close to each other.
Yeah, I think a shibboleth of some kind is a fine idea. Does Prince Edward have some heraldic device or some such?
Sure he does.
We could just say, I mean, we of course do not want to be peculiar in front of the regular passengers.
Well, if we come up with something, perhaps Rutherford could be our
Yeah, very good.
common.
He is all freshly on our mind.
Well, then perhaps we should, I mean, the investigation should begin, but don't blow my cover. As long as I seem like nobody, I have an advantage.
Very much so. In fact, we could probably not be seen together very often, except the train is small and people run into each other.
Well, I'm staying in Gunter's, with not Gunter, the Theodore's.
Yeah, I think in the morning at breakfast we see whether Jack has any difficulty explaining where he was so late into the night.
I think I'll walk the train. And when I see you next, I will simply say Rutherford so that you'll know that it's me. If I don't say it, but surely you'll just know that it's me.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So he gets up and he says, try to get some rest.
Yeah, we are sleeping in shifts. My head aches a great deal because of an injury in Constantinople, so it's hard for me. Are you a right-handed or a left-handed fellow?
I'm right-handed.
No, I'm left.
So he gets up and dismisses himself, and he walks away towards the other direction on the train, which would go through some more sleeper cars, then to the restaurant, then to the more sleeper cars going towards the front.
I expect, of course, Neruda the wealthy to be eccentric, but is it not the case that we are in the most peculiar train full of odd people with strange secrets?
Yes, having affairs while on the train, like this is just, it's bedlam is what it is. Couldn't have a bunch of just boring businessmen.
So to move it ahead, we'll say that 3 hours or so go by and people start to trickle in. But before that happens, at some point, Emilio is coming back the other direction. And he has Gatling in tow. and also, we'll say Lord Michael. And they both look like they've been drinking and chatting. Gatling just doesn't shut up. But Emilio definitely looks at you as he's walking by you and just sort of whispers Rutherford. But he also gives you the indication, I found Gatling,
Right.
and they start heading back. Theodore, did you ever go back to bed, or are you asleep in a booth?
My intention was to go back to my room and go to bed. Lock the door, gun under pillow.
So at some point, yeah, Gatling comes back in and he climbs into his bunk and just flops.
Well, Gatling's staying with me.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so Gatling, in fact, and Emilio eventually comes in too. And actually, Emilio's ready for breakfast. So
yeah,
Emilio will go back out and sit in the same room, but opposite of Dr. Neruda and Kurz to keep an eye on the room.
Yeah.
All right. So you have breakfast. Eventually, we'll say that you all end up awake again. And we'll say that you end up awake at 11:15 as the train is pulling into Sofia. So what, are you still in the lounge, or you've probably gone to the restaurant at this point to get breakfast?
Yeah, I'll head on in after I finally had some decent sleep. Getting up from
go ahead.
Getting up from sleep, should I be rolling for the artifact effect on me?
Yes, yeah. In fact, you can all roll for that to see how you feel this morning.
Okay.
Constitution.
Or would be the one to get us all homework by reminding me.
Thanks.
Dex. Oh, come on, no.
Pass that one.
59 is a pass on Constitution.
Pass both of it.
Cool.
Okay.
I rolled a 2. I can feel my brain for the first time in a week.
Indeed.
So I failed. I passed the right arm and I failed the left arm.
Okay, left arm. Roll a d20 for the left arm.
D20. Where the heck's my D20? Here it is. 17.
17. The skin on that arm, it at first it feels kind of itchy, but when you look at it, it's almost like it's trying to crawl on over your flesh.
Oh God.
And it's discolored, so you're kind of pulling your sleeve down. Okay, and Gunter, as you get up, you got some sleep. You're still a little groggy. You make a little bit of noise, and as a result, Gatling wakes up. Gatling looks like he's in a similar state because apparently he was up half the night talking to people about what happened on the thing. But he sort of wakes up.
Sorry, Jack.
Says, that's okay. And he looks out the window and he says, oh, geez, we're getting into Sofia. And very quickly, he starts to put on all of his clothes. He says, are you coming to breakfast? I'd really like to talk to you about last night.
Oh, yeah. I'm coming. I need to make sure that they get our beds made up and all.
Oh yeah, I think they do that automatically. I gotta run. I'll meet you in the dining room.
Okay. All right.
And do you get up at all at that point, Gunter?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
When he kind of like leaves, I'm just going to like not let the door shut and watch where he goes. Does he
Okay.
go toward the dining car? Does he go the other way?
Well, the other way is the end of the train. So he's
Okay.
he's heading into the lounge
Mm-hmm.
as the train is stopped, and you see him go through the partition in between and out the train.
Okay. Then I'll just and stretch and look out the window.
Okay. You look out the window. You see him light up a cigarette. He walks across the platform, and you see him go immediately into the post office, the telegraph office.
Hmm. I'm gonna go knock on Theodore's door.
Okay. Theodore is just waking up then.
Yeah.
Got another telegraph runner, Theodore.
Okay, who is it this time?
My roommate.
Oh, suspicious character. All right, maybe we can head that off before it gets sent.
I doubt that, but do you got any Bulgarian money?
Money wise, you probably all get stuff changed on the train. They
Okay.
Yeah.
will say they just do it for you automatically.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I should have a fair amount of cash just on my. Yeah.
Well, worked last time. Do we want to try it again?
Yeah, I think that's probably the best thing.
All
I'll
right.
cover for you. You're good at fast talking, and I'm good at tackling anyone that tries to mess with you.
All right. Let me put some pants on.
So that you know, the schedule shows that you get into Sofia at 11:15, and you leave Sofia at 11:50. So you've got
35 minutes.
Yeah,
Okay.
while you're there.
Enough time to get a breakfast burrito. Or not burrito, but
In Bulgaria?
yeah, breakfast.
The known staple on the Orient Express.
Oh yes,
at Tchotchke Bells. Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Dr. Neruda and Dr. Kurz, you can do a spot hidden as you guys are sitting there. You're probably watching everything.
28 is a hard success.
I have only a regular.
Okay. So a number of the passengers have come through, and they've had breakfast, and some of them are getting off in Sofia to smoke, to stretch their legs, to walk around the platform. You probably notice Gatling sort of almost skipping across the platform, heading towards the telegraph office.
Yeah. So in addition to everything else, he's going to prattle on about the stabbing on the train station to be picked up by international papers. And
Yeah, like as far as people running to the telegraph office seem suspicious, but he's a reporter. So
yeah, and Malfikat, I
got
think,
some
does
good
not
story.
repeat himself. Yeah, Malfikat will try different approaches to different places. He's not as
Yeah.
smart as he thinks he is, but he is no fool and has been around for a long time. Not as long as
Yeah, I would be. Yeah,
we will
we'll
watch.
try to fool me once.
Yeah. So some people will be disembarking here, and it's the end of their journey. Some people came from Sofia to Istanbul, and so they were waiting for luggage, perhaps differently, or
there will be people like that, but all of the people in your car are on the Calais car. They're going all the way. So the ones from your car that are getting off are, in fact, just smoking and other things. You notice, Lord Michael and what was her name? LaDonia.
Rita?
LaDonna, Margarita?
LaDonia del Garda, yeah. they kind of go walking off together. They're a couple. And people like that. Mr. Nakamura goes out and walks to the end, and he doesn't smoke, but he looks at the countryside as he's there on the thing. And
He
there,
might have a little Japanese camera.
yeah. And you'll also notice, there's opportunities for people down at the farther end of the train to be getting on and off. What do you guys do? We'll go around the room. Gabriel and Kurz, are you going to do anything?
I think I'm gonna go outside to smoke.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll step out with you because I think we should be at least in pairs. And also, I cannot tell you how much greater my field of vision is after a couple of hours sleep.
Oh, glad that you're feeling a little better.
Yeah, I
Might not have a lot of those days left.
unless we get it, we will not.
All right. And Gunter and Theodore, are you going out to the...
Yep, to the telegraph office.
All right. So most of this you see the same. You see the people on the platform. Theodore and Gunter, you get to the post. I keep wanting to say post office, the telegraph office, and when you get there, you don't actually go in first, but you can hear Gatling, and you can hear him saying to the guy, "No, not this. You need to say it like this. Margrave and this person have been, seen together. We've seen this. There was an attempted assassination," and he's obviously reporting all of the things that have been going on the things. Rumor has it, I just saw Lord Margrave and his sweetheart walking off together having an argument, and he goes on and on about it. So you realize that he's not calling for reinforcements of the skin. He's definitely sending in a report.
Save your money for breakfast, Theodore. We don't need to bribe the clerk for this one.
Yeah, I hear the post office has those breakfast burritos.
As you guys are sort of turning to move back, I would like you both to do spot hiddens, Theodore and Gunter.
You got it.
Nice.
All right, here we go. Those are 2d10.
60 fail.
Ooh, 008.
Jeez,
Nice.
hot.
So I guess Theodore and Gunter are facing each other, and Theodore, you see over Gunter's shoulder. At first you hear the sound of what sounds like a man and a woman arguing. And as you look over, you see La Dona Delgarda and Lord Margrave. They seem to be having an argument, and she seems to be winning. She's not hearing his pleas for forgiveness or anything like that. Mm-hmm. And you see a cab pull up, and she's literally, spurning him, and she gets into the cab, and the cab drives away.
Oh, no.
And he's just standing there like, what am I supposed to do? And as he turns and sort of, he's got that sort of loss of heart, as he turns and starts to walk back, you see a big slap mark across the side of his face.
Uh-huh.
And there's a mixture of sad, upset, and then maybe a bit of anger as he moves back towards the train rather angrily. Maybe he had a cigarette and he's thrown it out. Mm-hmm. And this takes place.
Lord Margrave, correct?
Lord Margrave, correct.
Okay, just make sure I got it straight.
Well, that
Baron of Blackpool. He's the
Mhm.
butterfly collector, the snob.
yeah.
Yep.
So if that doesn't sound like either of them would be Malfacott. One, because she's not keeping on with getting back to London,
Mhm.
and then the Lord um, Margrave, seemed to be genuinely upset at that outcome.
Or by for getting slapped in the face. I mean,
Well, but it's yeah, I don't know. It seemed like he was genuinely upset that she was leaving, right?
let's go talk to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean
Um,
that kind of sets the stage for not being Malfacott. Malfacott wouldn't care. Malfacott might feign an argument, but then she goes away. Who cares? Now he has a good cover story to be by himself.
So in the next few moments, Gatling comes out of the telegraph office, and he's got a rather pleased look on his face as he steps out, and he immediately sees Lord Margrave, who's
Mhm.
now between you and the train, and a look of surprise and delight. He runs up, and just as he's getting to where you are, he's like, "What happened? What happened? Where is Ladonia?
Oh, oh, she's gone.
Gone? Did they have a fight?"
Uh, Best I could tell, yeah, yeah. I mean, I wasn't listening in, but she did not seem pleased when she left. I'm an expert of seeing women storm off angrily.
Excellent, he says, and he just immediately runs away from you, and you see him running up towards Margrave, and just before he gets to Margrave, he slows down all of a sudden and just sort of keeps a pace with him and goes, "Oh, Lord Margrave, what happened?" as they're getting on the train.
Man,
Mm.
smooth. That man is smooth. Hmm.
So eventually you guys get back on the train. Um, and the train departs at 11:50. At 8:48, so just a little after noon, the train crosses into the kingdom of Serbs, Croats, and Slovenes.
I'm sorry, 8:48 after supper, you mean?
I'm sorry, 12:48 p.m.
Oh,
So just
12:48.
afternoon.
Uh-huh.
You cross into the kingdom of the Croats and Slovenes at by 2:28 p.m. You've come to Niskrveni Kurst, which I'm probably not pronouncing that correct. um, let's see. You notice Lord Margrave is at the bar and getting drunk. At 2:58 p.m., the train is on its way again. And at some point there, maybe, during an afternoon tea or something like that, Gatling has passed you, and he's got that sort of shit-eaten look on his face. He's like shit-eaten grin, I should say. And he delightedly shares with you that he and Margrave are going to talk about it tonight. He says, from what I gathered, they had a fight. She's really interested in getting married, and he's like a little bit old, and he's not so. Anyways, she slapped him in the face. You can see the big.
Oh
She's
yeah.
gone now, but he's quite upset and getting drunk. So we're going to chat about it tonight. Hopefully, I've got some really good story to put together. The evening wears on. You get to about 6:43 as the train is nearing Belgrade. Once again, I'd like you guys to do a spot hidden for me as you're pulling into Belgrade.
69, Phil.
A regular again for me.
Okay. Oh,
Success.
those of you who've passed, just as you've crossed the border, just as you're approaching Belgrade, guys notice out the window there is a house that seems oddly out of place.
The witch house.
It feels odd, like it's from a different time period as the other things around it. It's kind of setting in its own little field, and it just gives you a little bit of the creeps because of your last time you were in this area.
Is it near a ravine or waterway with a bridge over it, as though it had been running along and had to stop?
Not particularly, but it does look like it's in a strange spot. You don't really see any built up fields or anything around it, like a house would have.
Yeah. So the wolves, I guess, were an echo of our time with the thing that killed our friend.
Mm-hmm.
And the running house is still watching the train line for our return. Echoes of echoes. Keeper, how did the staff respond to Bloch's request for fresh bed things? I imagine that luxurious Egyptian cotton that they have on the train is not something trivially discarded and replaced.
Gunter, do a luck roll.
Sorry, Gunter. I love to ask Tom questions that I know.
No, I actually thought of it when he wadded this stuff up, but I'd forgotten.
91. Fail.
So I suppose questions would be asked. Where has it gone? How would you respond to that question, Gunter? What happened to your bedclothes?
I would respond quickly as I go on. Well, when I was off the platform looking for Sukar, I thought I saw him running along, and he had some sheets. I don't know what, and I suspected he might have stolen something, so possibly he took it. And have you found him yet? Try and kind of throw it back at, and have you found Sukar yet?
I would say that it sounds like what you're doing is creating a bit of confusion.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. By creating a bit of confusion, their response to that would be to not interfere or start asking, not to make you uncomfortable because you're paying guest.
Right.
So they just probably the chef de train's just like, just take care of it. Don't worry about it, whatever. And then they don't ask you anymore.
Yeah. So
you have fresh bed linens and everything the next day. And your bill gets charged $2,000 extra.
Yeah. Charge it to Smythe.
So in Belgrade, does anybody get off the train?
I mean, I'm a smoker, and
this is 6:43.
Yeah, you're always going to need to get off and smoke.
How long is the stop?
6:43. Train pulls out at 7:35.
Nice long one, yeah. I feel as though we have enough time here to make a little adventure into town. I'm curious to watch what happens on the train from a distance, see what gets unloaded, see who gets on and speaks to whom. If there is a sort of
Yeah, we'll
scenic
say that.
area that I could stroll to, maybe grab Block's arm.
We'll say that you've got the train station, and then like a town square
Yeah.
with buildings right there.
Wonderful.
Right. And you're going to try to take a position where you can see the train, who's coming and going.
Yeah, maybe there's something at a distance that will look out of place that we haven't noticed from the windows of the train or the platform.
I'll
Right.
do similarly, but just like a full car length away, so I can increase our viewing.
I would like you all to do intelligence rolls.
Ooh, yeah.
Ach, du meine Güte.
68 is a
See-
regular.
61 is a regular success.
64 is a regular success.
84. The egghead fails.
So, as you are looking at the scene, you can see that it's almost picturesque. You know, it's a pretty little town. It's a pretty little train station, and there's the beautiful Orient Express. And for some reason, those of you who are intelligent, you really focus in on the fact that the big iron rails that the train sits on are quite prominent here, and you can see them. And you recall some of the theories you had about the last time you were in this area. And like you say, that thing that was chasing along the side of the train after your encounter with Grandma out in the woods. And you hear a noise. At first, it's off in the distance. A kind of a stampeding sound. And you recall that you might have heard it before. And then you hear the screaming. You hear people suddenly calling out, screaming.
Chickens.
And as you turn, there is a huge flock of black chickens.
Damn it, run!
That is coming down the center of the road, heading straight at you.
Fucking
Should have known. Goddamn chickens.
And almost before you can react, they're upon you. So you've suddenly got these scratching, biting, clawing chickens all around you, attacking, all of them black. Other people on the platform are suddenly getting out of the way. You can imagine that they're simply believing that this happens, because the locals are farmers or whatever. And
Angry birds.
I would like you all to do luck rolls to see if you're injured at all.
96.
Oh, come on, 91.
87.
20. I'm good. I'm slow, but I am fast. I heard the first squawk, and
you're running for the train. The others, you can do 1 or 2 points of damage. They're just chickens. But
Putting a whole new perspective on the notion of being henpecked.
Yeah.
Literally, very literal.
so this causes quite a stir with the other passengers, and you barely manage to get back to the train. Part of the problem is that other people are scrambling to get back on the train as well, as you have to kind of stand behind them as they're getting on first, which probably is where you sustain the scratches and the bites. But the birds won't come within 6 feet of the train. And then once you guys get onto the train and look out the windows, the birds are all just staring at the train, staring at you in the windows with their beady little red eyes and their clucking, their impertinent clucking. All right.
Yeah.
So,
Gunther, I'm sorry for asking you out on this excursion.
Ugh.
It is a pity to know that her malevolent effect is still prominent here.
Yeah. I think I might stay on the train when we get to Italy.
I would say she was holding quite a grudge, but it's only been a few days since we were last here.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So it's not terribly long.
At 8:04, dinner is served. His train's now well on its way again. You've been gone for about a half an hour.
So Margrave and Gatling should be having their chat, and Margrave is probably 3 sheets to the wind.
Gatling says that they're going to get together after dinner and go back to Margrave's room so that they don't bother Gunter. And
you wouldn't bother
have
me.
a chat there. But as you guys are sitting down to eat dinner, so 8:04, dinner is served. You're sitting there, and you suddenly get this feeling of oppression, like something pushing down in the atmosphere onto you, like everything is a bit more pressurized. And coming through the door into the restaurant is an old woman, and one of the train people is sort of escorting her to a booth, and she sits down, and she is definitely facing in your direction. And as he seems to take her order, she sort of waves him away, and he turns and he walks away, and you see that it is Baba. And she is giving you a look of pure malevolence as she's staring at you.
Get rid of the stare back. Like,
well, you stare back.
mm-hmm.
The thing is, at this point, when you try to eat your food, it tastes like nothing. Like all the flavor has gone out of your food. And you get a feeling as if this is building. Like she's maybe not jumping up and attacking you with anything, but at the same time, you definitely feel like you were being influenced and or cursed and or, made to feel extremely uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all she's doing, is just staring at you with a look of absolute hatred in her eyes. What do you guys want to do?
What part did she have?
She had one of the
legs, wasn't it? No, the arms.
No.
The arm, okay.
Was it an arm?
I thought it was an arm.
Because Theodore reached for it and all the other arms started grabbing him.
Yeah.
Huh.
Baba Zora.
I wonder if she can sense.
I'm going to go up. Let's go talk to her.
Yeah, she might sense Malfacot. She might sense the simulacron.
Yeah. Either that or she's can already affect us from over here. We might as well.
She could be an ally. I mean, if she wants the simulacron piece back or pieces.
So. I'll get up.
As you begin to move towards her, she also starts to rise, and do a spot hidden for me as she's rising
gosh.
up.
Not good at these. Oh, 22. That's at least a pass.
I have a regular.
Regular.
So I had and I failed.
Okay. Well,
96.
Gunter was standing. So as Gunter, you start to move, the look in her face, what you seem like you're trying to do is be a little intimidating, but you realize that the moment you stand up and you make a move, she looks like a dog that you're about to feed a delicious morsel as you take one step towards her, like you're doing exactly what she wants you to do.
Go,
Extremely menacing.
yeah, I'll go, parlay, Baba? A parlay?
She picks up her fork like in an extremely menacing manner. She says, "We could have dinner together."
You can come over to our table. We believe your arm is on the train.
My arm?
The piece that we took from your house.
You took everything from me. I don't care about an arm. It says, I'm
Oh.
here to bring down a curse upon you that will last until the day you die for what you
So,
did
like,
to me.
2 days.
48 hours, yeah.
And so that's as far as curses go.
She spits on the ground in front of you.
Well,
You may have an opportunity to get more than revenge as what drove us to this bad deed. From what you're seeing is here on this very train. I'm sure you must be able to sense him or it.
There's a moment that it doesn't look like you're speaking to anything human. It has no care for anything that you're talking about. But it almost seems like she gets bigger as she's there. And she kind of just dissipates. And she's not there. Like dead leaves. And she's gone.
are there other passengers in the car?
There are, and nobody seems to notice this.
Oh.
Lovely. I love when that happens. Well, so are we cursed then? More than we're already cursed?
You do, of course, recognize the maitre d' that sat her. It's the same man that sat you.
Does
He's doing stuff. He's doing maitre d' stuff.
I'll head over to him and excuse me, sir.
Yes, sir. What can I do for you?
Who was it? I'm sorry. I'm not sure if we met them that you sat just very recently at this table.
Oh, has the Duchess left?
Oh, that was the Duchess.
Yes, that was the Duchess.
Yes.
Do you know her? Has she gone back to her room?
I'm not sure where she has gone.
Yes, the Duchess.
Hmm.
Is there anything I did for you, gentlemen? Is everything all right? You look unnerved. You're all standing up.
I'm just tired. This journey's taken a bit for me.
Bring you a nightcap or something.
Thank you. Yeah, how much gin and tonic would do?
Did you see the thing with the chickens back in Belgrade?
Yes, that was quite remarkable, wasn't it?
Very strange. The Duchess she boarded at Belgrade, yeah?
Yes, I believe so.
Do you know what her destination is?
Oh, I have no idea. I'm sure her itinerary says that, but
She's here on the Calais. Is she staying in the Calais coach? Do you know?
I would have to inquire on those things.
I would just like to send the esteemed Duchess a note. So
I'll speak with the chef de train.
very, very kind.
And he goes off to do that. 10 minutes later or so, he comes back to you and says, well, it's very strange. She doesn't seem to have a cabin on board.
Oh, peculiar. You don't usually have dinner guests only, you know?
It doesn't make much sense. He looks quite confused.
Perhaps because there is this pesky reporter running around. She was under a pseudonym.
Mr. Gatling. At this point, everybody knows Mr. Gatling. In any case, any more investigation of her doesn't seem to show any. It's like she was here and she wasn't here, in a very similar way to another guest that you had at one time who showed up on the train and then disappeared from the train.
I hope we don't encounter him again. I was hoping to encounter her again.
How does, after her disappearance, if I put some butter on some bread, does it regain taste?
Nothing comes back until after midnight. By that time, you figure you have passed maybe Zagreb. You're almost reluctant to look out the windows at Zagreb because that's where you saw the dark figure that you followed around town.
Yeah.
Of course, that was a dream, so who knows? But it's now the next night. I mean, it's this night. Are you all going to go to bed or?
Yeah, I think that's in lieu of.
I mean, were we going to stick with our shifts?
I don't think we should all be asleep at any time. Yeah. And also, perhaps we should go and check on Lord Margrave and Mr. Gatling. You could wish Jack a good night before you retire.
Yeah,
Tell him
that'll give me a good excuse to knock on the door. Is that?
Yeah, and maybe Thursby, if you accompany Hemlock in case there's some rough stuff.
Yeah, but
Just keep an eye out, both of you, for shed flesh.
Is Laszlo still the bartender on the train? Does he seem off, or does he seem like Laszlo? Because we've known Laszlo for a while now.
Yeah, he seems Laszlo.
Okay, all right.
He remembers everything that you've ordered and
okay. Oh, good.
The way that you like it.
And when I'm sure, have we run across a Mumu and Kiyoshi and the German industrialist?
Yeah.
Are any of them seeming?
Well, do a spot hidden for me.
Yeah, 'cause I'm kind of curious because we've been building, slow and steady relations with them. So
right.
I'm wondering if we'd noticed something strange since the last shedding. Oh, Jiminy Crickets, 99. Wow.
Yeah, a day and a half isn't really enough time to develop a personality profile, but they seem like they're acting normal. The problem is that they're not doing a lot of things to get your attention. So Mr. Nakamura just tends to sit alone and quietly, and so do some of the others. So what behavior are you can you judge?
Nakamura is almost would be the perfect target from Alpha Cut because his character himself just keeps to himself.
Yeah.
So, who is going to go check on Gatling and Margrave?
I was with Theodore.
Yeah, we'll stick together in pairs.
And yeah.
Okay.
So.
So you're going to do that, we'll say around, it's after midnight. We'll say around 1:30 or so.
Okay. So I go up and they said, Jack told me he was going to interview him in Margrave's room. So I go up and, is there a attendant back in the car?
There is. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So
it's the new one that was posted. We'll say his name is Jean-Claude.
Yeah. Exactly. So I'll go up to Margrave's door and I just lightly rap on it.
Okay. You rap on it, and at first there's no answer. And then you hear somewhat of a muffled noise inside, like a gasp or a moan, or something, like that. But there's no answer.
Okay. I'll give it just a little bit harder knock.
Nothing at all.
Okay. Well, before we do anything crazy, Theodore, let's just make sure that Jack didn't just go to bed already and we missed him. So I'll go down to my room and check Jack's bunk.
And that's not far away, so I stay while Gunther checks his bunk.
Gunther, you check the bunk. He is not there.
Okay. Well, I'll kind of look out at Theodore and shake my head. He's not here.
I'm gonna open the door.
I'm gonna kind of just put my bulk in the way so the attendant can't see Theodore trying the doorknob of not his room.
Yeah.
Okay. Theodore. Gabriel and Roland, you're still out in the lounge?
Yeah.
So you are through one petition and just 20 feet beyond. Theodore and Gunter both do sanity rolls.
Sanity roll. Crickets. Oh, come on. What is with me rolling so horribly? That is a fail.
93 is a fail.
Oh, no, both of us.
Okay. This time I'm going to have you each roll 1d6.
Okay.
All right. Oh, no. Uh-oh. Oh, no. 5.
3.
Okay. Theodore, do an intelligence roll.
Oh, good God. Of course, now it's 32, so that's a pass.
Okay. So you're going to have why don't you roll a D8 for me?
Sure, D8. Where's my D? Here's my D8. All right, D8. Ooh, an 8.
Oh boy. All right. So as you slide open the door, in that instant of time, this is what you see. Jack seems to have been stripped naked. He is bound with looks like ropes and maybe leather belts. The skin on his face seems to have been somehow sealed so that he can't call out, but you can hear him going like this. And there seems to have been a large chunk of the side of his body that has been gouged out. It's not bleeding. It looks like it's sealed with skin. At the same time, there are a whole host of little tiny spider-like skin things on the floor that come flooding out through the doorway onto the train. And Gunter, you get the red mist.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry, Theodore, you get the red mist. So do a 1d4 for me.
Oh, no, dear God. 1d4. Okay, a 2.
A 2. It says to attack an object. So you might attack the door, the walls, the bed. You can attack pretty
they're
much
crawling on the
want.
floor.
And they're starting to crawl on you.
Okay, well, the object I'll attack is the floor because they're crawling on it. That makes sense.
And you scream, and Gunter, you scream.
Yeah. Oh, what
And
the fuck?
these things like spiders are suddenly moving out into the room. Roland and Kurt and Gabriel, you hear the boys scream down the hallway.
It sounds as though the interview went poorly. Hurry.
All right. So I'm not going to do Dex order. I'm going to do Theodore, Gunter, and then Roland and Gabriel as they get there. So Theodore, you're out of your mind, but you're jumping up and down and stomping on the ground.
Yeah.
So I want you to do a 1d4 for damage.
Oh, another 2.
Okay. So you actually managed to stomp one of these things. But at the same time, there's lots of them. So they're suddenly crawling up you and around you. So you're swinging around.
Yeah.
It looks like you're not really rational at this point, but these things seem like something in one of those books that you read, these flesh little creatures, they're kind of soft and floppy. At the same time, their edges are sharp and crusty and have little claw-like structures on them. So they could seriously tear up your face if they get up there, or your arms or anything like that. Gunter, you suddenly see this flood of flesh creepers come flowing out of the room. What do you want to do?
Is there a like a fire extinguisher? Grab and just
yeah,
kind of start
probably. I'd say there's probably a fire extinguisher at the end of the hall.
Yeah, and I'll go run and grab that and just.
I'd also say that Jean-Claude is there, and Jean-Claude jumps up out of his chair and yells.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm going to kind of like just start. I mean, I assume it's kind of probably a water fire extinguisher. It'll shoot out with some speed. I don't know what they used back then, but I'm just gonna kind of spray it there. I'm trying to kind of, if they're on me, spraying off of my legs and stuff. If they're not,
they haven't quite gotten to you yet.
Okay, I'll start spraying any that I see crawling up Theodore and trying just to use the pressure of it to knock it off of him. But I don't want to get close to him because last time I had creepy crawly things on me, they took my eye.
Yeah, it does remind you of that, except not fingers,
hands.
I'll say that you're able to kind of do that. Go ahead and roll. Yeah. Just say a 1d4.
Okay.
You're not really damaging them. You're blowing them off.
Yeah. 3.
Okay. You've blown one of them off.
Okay, yeah.
Theodore. Dr. Roland and Dr. Gabriel. You've opened up the door to the passage?
I assume Jean-Claude got there before we did.
Yeah, he was already in the hallway. So
yeah, how is he doing?
He's yelling and freaking out and probably trying to stomp, because these things do look like spiders, except they can climb up the walls and as well.
And the passage down the train is fairly narrow, yeah? Not really two abreast, and the doorway is probably also fairly narrow.
Correct.
So I don't wish to alarm everyone on the train, but I will call out, Thursby, Gunther, what is? And then if one of these things flops out, I'll start to do the La Cucaracha.
Okay. They haven't quite gotten to you yet. They'll get to you in the next round, unless you want to go to them.
I don't think I know enough yet.
Gabriel. Dr. Neruda.
Yeah, this would be like the first thought would be to leave the car and shut the door, but that's a
These your friends.
yeah, they're my friends. So I guess I won't go towards them, but if I see them, like, I'll prepare myself for them coming at me, basically.
Yeah. From your perspective, you can think there's probably about 20 of these things. Dr. Kurz and Dr. Neruda, you can do sanity rolls. 1d6 if you fail.
Oh, 15. I got strength.
I failed.
Yeah, 1d6.
2 points.
Okay. So you don't scream out, friendship is overrated.
and should slam the door. Every man for themselves.
All right. So you're holding it together, but yeah, this is pretty horrific. All right. So the little creepers. I got an 05 on Theodore.
Oh, that's
so one of them leaps up and grabs part of your face and tries to dig in. It does 1 point of damage.
Oh, so, thank goodness.
One of them goes at Gunter. 54. No, it fails. But they're now leaping at you. Yeah, if you shoot it, you'll shoot Theodore.
I'll miss completely.
Yeah, gun discharge here would just shoot the next person down in the train from where you were.
It's just a fire extinguisher.
Oh yeah, you got a fire extinguisher. All right, well you're fending them off.
Yeah.
Dr. Kurz, at this point, since you can see what's going on, they're now getting at your feet.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that one of them leaps at you. Oh, 27. That is a success. How do you want to respond?
I am attempting to crush them with. I want them to touch only the leather of my shoe. I don't want any skin contact. So I'm not going to.
Yeah, if you want to roll, then you've got to get a hard to beat.
Fighting brawl. Oh, 4. What is
Very
the
nice.
likelihood? I think that's a hard. Wait, I'm not great at brawling. Yeah, but I'm good enough for that to be an extreme.
So you snatch one out of the air as it leaps at you. You realize that there's something kind of obviously magical about the way that it moves, but they don't seem robust.
Yeah. And I don't want to snatch because I feel like it goes right in. I want to knock it to the floor. I'd stamp and grind.
Okay. Do damage, 1d4.
2.
That's enough. You smash it. And Gabriel, they will get to you on the next because you were behind Dr. Roland. Forgot to. How many have we smashed?
think it's 3.
Yeah, I think it's 3 too.
Jean-Claude, do you have something to swat them with?
Let's see what Jean-Claude's doing.
He's crying in the floor.
Jean-Claude got a 92. So one of the things leaps onto Jean-Claude and latches onto his arm, and he screams and starts smacking at it. But it's going to do some damage to him. All right, we'll go back around. Theodore.
I think I've still lost it, right? So I don't really have much choice. So I'm
that's
just,
right. Do a 1d10 for me.
Screaming and kicking, and here comes a 1d10. Nope, it's not that one. Let's go on. Here it is. Okay, that's a 7.
So 7 rounds you're going to be
God.
flailing around. So this is your second one, but you're flailing around. You can do a luck roll.
Sure. I'll do a luck roll. I don't know what that will do for me, but let's see what happens.
It'll see whether you smash one of them or not.
Okay. Ooh, there's a 16, and that's a strong success.
So you managed to grab one in the air and smash it against the wall.
Nice.
Because you're just doing this. Gunter.
Yeah. When they're smashing them, are they like blood bursting out, or is this like more like bug juice kind of?
Well, it's more just like goo.
Okay. Yeah.
They don't have a circulatory system or anything like that.
Right, yeah.
And they're already a little bloody. But
yeah, that's true. I'm going
it's
to
like
do
smashing a piece of bacon against the wall.
Yum. Delicious. All right, I'm going to my first instinct, I'm concerned about Jack. Did it look like Jack could breathe when we saw him? Or was
but he's breathing
clogged
through his nose.
Okay, all right. So
yeah. And you haven't actually seen Jack because you were a little ways down the hall.
Okay.
Theodore's right there in front of the door.
Okay, yeah, never mind. Then if that's the case, then what I'm going to try and do, if they're getting close enough, I'm going to just, try and stomp on or maybe I'll just take the fire extinguisher and just kind of roll it, smash with that.
Okay. Go ahead and do a roll for me.
Okay.
See if you hit.
A 30 is a hit. Regular.
Okay. Yeah, I can't beat that. Do a 1d4 for damage.
2.
That's enough to kill one. So 5 down, 15 to go. Dr. Kurz, one of them's coming at you.
Yeah.
Leaping in the air.
I'd probably take it a step back now. Maybe no, it's the same. I want to swat and stomp. It worked before.
Okay.
Always roll an 04, but yeah, 97, not so great.
All right.
Why'd you slap me?
The thing had attempted to attack, so it actually, as you swat, it wraps itself around. Where's my? Oh, there it is. It wraps itself around your wrist and digs in. It does 1 point of damage.
And then I start hitting it against the wall.
Dr. Neruda, they are upon you.
Crushing. $43 is the pass. For fighting brawl.
Unfortunately, it rolled a 9. So as you swing, it's going to once again grab a hold of, let's say, your arm and dig in. And it's really, I'm going to say it grabs you in the face instead and wraps itself like this. And it does 4 points of damage.
Ow.
So maybe you can't breathe at this point. Now it's their turn again. That was your second turn. Theodore, they're attempting to grab a hold of you, but they're not able to gain purchase. Do you want to fight back or? Oh, you're still.
I can't choose. I think I would
Right.
automatically fight back because
You're
I'm
automatically
fighting
back.
them. I'm red misting
So
them.
roll to see if you succeed in hitting.
Okay, and so now I go to brawl. Okay, brawl.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. There we go.
Okay. 1d4.
All right. Okay, so the heck, 34. Okay, so there's a hit, and then it's a 1d4.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't pull. Yeah, I guess I wouldn't do that. Yeah, I'm not thinking about weapons. I'm just pummeling them with my fist.
Right.
What is that? That is a 3.
Okay. You kill one of them. You're probably semi-injuring another one at the same time. Just so that you know, if you get 1, 2, or 3, you kill one. If you get 4, you kill 2.
Oh my God.
All right. Gunter, here it comes. It's leaping towards you.
I'm gonna try and dodge.
Okay. Roll your dodge.
Failed.
Okay. One of them is going to get you. It wraps itself around one of your legs. Oof. And it really digs in. 1d4.
Got
I mean,
my
I'm
chick-
sorry, it does 4 damage.
Oh my
Got
God.
got
Are
my
we
chicken wound.
We're gonna get TPK by spiders
Flesh spiders.
Flesh spiders, yeah.
without having a breakfast burrito yet. Oh.
Dr. Kurz.
Henri will get you one.
I assume that the one I smash against the wall is no longer injuring me.
Correct.
So that's another 1 down.
Oh, 14 minus 1 is 13 now.
And it's, again, anything that moves toward me, I try to smack it where I can stomp on it.
Okay.
So fighting brawl. Oh, 78, not sufficient.
I got a 29. That's sleeping. So these things seem to, well, their main move seems to be to try to grab a hold of you and latch on. Only 1 point of damage. So it's grabbing a hold of body parts. Dr. Neruda, you are temporarily being, what do you do? You're muted.
I'm going to let it
Yes, you are
strangle me to
muted.
death. No, I'm going to fight it.
Okay.
90.
Well, I also got 90, 93 actually. So you're struggling with it, trying to get it off your face. All right. By this time, obviously a few other people have joined you. Some of them have reeled back in horror, some to stay away. Of course, Jean-Claude is helping. He's stomping at them as if they were spiders. So we'll say he kills off another 2 of them. But by this time, the commotion has caused some of the other employees who've come running over. And although they're well, let's see. Say if 4 people come, how many assist? No, 3 of them run away. 1 of them helps.
Thanks, guys.
But I'll let the other one. I'll let the other one take care of. We'll say 2 more. We've only got 9 of them left. All right, Theodore, you are still flailing around. Go ahead.
So attack them or
yeah.
Or okay, roll. Let's see. So let's see what happens there. And there's a standard hit. 1d4.
Oh, that's better than I did. Why don't you roll a d6?
Got a 4. Oh, a d6? Okay.
I'll give you the 4, but you can roll the d6 to see if you get better.
You got the 5.
Okay. Well, that would kill 2 of them. So you've killed off 2.
7.
Yeah. Gunter.
Okay. Yeah, the one that's on my leg, I'm going to try and smash it, with my other foot or whatever. Not like that though. 92.
Okay. I got a 94, so you're still in the same situation.
Okay, yeah.
It's not getting worse. Dr. Kurz.
Is Naruto's face still occluded by a fleshy butterfly? Yeah.
Yeah.
I grab his shoulder and grab the thing and just squeeze and twist.
Okay.
Close your mouth, Gabriel.
10. That's a hard success.
Okay. Do a 1d6 for me.
1.
I'm going to say that you tear it off of his face, though. So
Okay.
you've got some puncture bits on your face. They're not too bad, but at least you can breathe again. Got 6 of them left. Naruto.
Yeah, gotta keep fighting them.
Okay.
Kind of smash them.
Roll.
19 is a hard success.
And I got a 92. Go ahead and roll 1d6.
4.
That's 2 of them. So we've got 4 of them left.
1 for each of us.
Although I can see if our 2 assistants.
Yeah, that's right.
One of them got a 10. The other one got a 000. So
punch the
geez.
other guy.
the one who's got the 000, the thing latches onto his face, and he falls to the ground screaming as this thing starts to gouge out his eyes. The other one manages to kill the one that he's got.
Nice.
Got 3 of them left. Well, it's not so nice for the guy.
Jeez. He's probably laying eggs in his eye sockets.
Oh, did they lay eggs? What a wonderful idea. All right, Theodore.
Well, they didn't get to go.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and brawl. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't have
The
a choice.
creatures.
Oh, they didn't get to go?
Yeah.
All right.
Teacher.
So trying to get you. Theodore, what do you want to do? A fight or while you're fighting?
I don't have a choice. So I roll a combat brawl.
Yeah.
Come on. Let's try to do something good here. Ooh, 28. That is a harder.
Yeah, and I got a 23. So I think technically I win that one. Since I'm attacking.
Got it. Yep. You got a hard also?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Then you got it. Holy cow.
So he only one of them does 1 damage to you.
Another damage point. Oh.
Gunter. Another one's leaping at you.
Oh.
I got a hard dodge.
Okay. You easily jump out of its way as it flies by you. Straight at Roland. Roland. Oops, you're muted.
I've got the one I pulled off his face, so I'm just going to slam it into the wall.
Okay.
80.
Well, I got 81. I don't see how you could miss that. So you smash it against the wall.
Good.
And we'll kill it. It's already partly injured. Dr. Naruto. There's 2 of them left.
I would like there to be 0 of them left.
No, keep 1 to study.
No, 71 is a failure, so.
I got a 95, so it doesn't do you any more damage.
Maybe we could talk to them.
Yeah.
Let's work something out.
Work something out.
We can find common ground. I have skin. You're made of skin.
All right, Theodore.
Take him out, Theodore.
I'm just going to say at this point, Theodore, you are starting to realize what you're doing. You're coming out of your daze.
I'm not going to do anything different, though, but still ride out this kill frenzy. And look at that. And with the announcement of that, now I miss.
And I got a 19.
Oh, God.
So one of them climbs up your pant leg
No.
and wraps
Unbuttons
itself
your
around
fly.
here. Does 2 points of damage to you. But it's inside your pant leg. And Gunter, you've got the last one.
Okay. Yep. I will try and where's my die? There it is. Try and smash him. Smash. With a 0-2.
And I got an 87. All right. Just gonna say that you catch it in midair and you just rip it into. Yeah.
Where's Margarita to see that?
So now all that's left is Theodore is dancing around with something that's climbed up inside of his pants.
Let me stomp on it, Theodore.
No.
I'm just gonna say that it doesn't take you a lot. Well, you tell me, what do you do to get rid of this thing in your pants?
Well, I gotta use my hands to extract the fucker.
Yeah. Since there's only the one left, it's not that hard to tear it apart and pull it out. And then there's sort of a momentary rush towards where Theodore is. Since you've killed them all, there's commotion on the train. And when you look inside, Gatling he's stripped naked, he's been bound, and it looks like the things were created out of a chunk of his flesh.
Oh my God.
It seems as if he's been healed over somehow, but he is stark staring out of his mind.
Oh God.
And that's where we'll end it for tonight with poor Gatling. Can't catch a break. Our players included Morgan Llewellyn, David Gasaway, Stuart Lively, and Keith Craig, with yours truly as the Keeper of Arcane Lore. We have a Discord server where you can chat with other members, you can set up private games, and you can learn the finer arts of gameplay and game mastering. We provide audio-only versions of our shows free for you to download from Spotify, Podbean, or iTunes. Support for the show is provided by our patrons who are listed in the closing credits. If you'd like to show us your appreciation, please visit our Patreon page, or you can use the thanks button just below the screen. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and punch the bell icon for updates on our latest shows. And leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answer any questions you might have. This is Tom Rayleigh, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the universe of H.P. Lovecraft and the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. Until next time, good luck and good gaming.